So are you trying to put together an analog vocal chain, and you got to buy a preamp, maybe an EQ, a compressor? Well, this thing right here has it all squished together in one, saving you the rack space and making life easy on you. Let's talk about it. So this right here is the Heritage Audio BritStrip. It is really dope because it's a channel strip, which means it combines multiple different types of devices all in one. So you get your preamp right here. Now this is a Neve style preamp. So Heritage Audio already has a Neve style preamp, but it doesn't come with a compressor. This one comes with a compressor. That's why this one is kind of dope. It actually comes with the same compressor that's in its other stereo bus compressor. I believe it's called the Successor. So you are listening to it right now. How does it sound? All right, so basically what I'm gonna do is go through the different sections. I'm not an expert at analog gear. I'm just getting into it. All right, so starting right here, of course, you got the 48 volts. This lift right here is for the through that's coming out. You have a pad. If you hit that pad, of course, it's gonna reduce the sound, and that's good if you have any loud sources. If you do use that, you can crank this up and then actually use more of the preamp sound. So if I do this, it might check 1 2, might check 1 2, might check 1 2. All right, so next you have the EQ right here, right? So to turn on the EQ, you got to hit this button right here. Might check 1 2, might check 1 2, and you have a low shelf or a peak. You have a high pass filter. Let's play with the low shelf. Let's go all the way down, take all the lows out at 112, and might check 1 2. This is more of a peak. When you press it down, it's the low shelf. All right, you go back. I turn that off right there. You can turn that band off, and then you have the mid. You can go high Q with the mid and just like do more like a sweeping type of thing, or you can do more of a broadband type thing. Might check 1 2, might check 1 2. So the circle around the knob at the base of the knob is actually how you change the frequencies. And then this right here starts 0 at the pointing straight down for some reason. But then you go this way to crank it up and this way to cut it. This is basically the same type of EQ that would be in a Neve. And of course you got your high shelf right here. It goes all the way up. Let's see here. It goes all the way up to 16. And you could bring that up to add a little sparkle to the voice. Mic check 1 2. That sounds good. Too much though? Yeah, right about there. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. I turned it down to 12 hertz, 12,000 hertz or whatever it is. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. So here we go. There we go. It sounds good. Sounds good. Without it, you can bypass it. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2, and you can bring it back. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. That sounds good. Sounds good to me. So after the EQ, you got this output. Now this output feeds into the compressor. So the higher you go, the more it's compressing, right? And also the hotter your levels get going into your interface. So right next to the output, you have your dynamic in. This is how you bypass your compressor. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. And of course you can bypass the EQ. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You also have some other options right here for the link in the back. So you can link this with another BritStrip, and you have the side chain. This right here allows you to switch if you want the compressor to go first or the EQ to go first. So pre-EQ meaning the compressor goes before the EQ. Mic check 1 2. Actually, I like that. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's a slightly different. I like this because it actually is cleaning up the compressor. So that's pretty cool. Let's compress it a little bit less. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. And then if you look over here, you have your gain makeup makeup gains on the on this right here on this knob. I'm gonna go up to 4/1. Mic check 1 2 1 2, and you can see that it's compressing. Mic check 1 2 1 2 is really compressing, but it's not going too crazy. You could also play with the release. Mic check 1 2. Yeah. Now, if I was rapping, I would want a quicker release. But if I'm singing, I want a longer one. Yeah. Don't worry about my singing. And you can also press this button for a quick attack. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's killing all of the transients. Probably leave that up. And then mic check 1 2 1 2. Right here you have a sidechain filter, and from my knowledge, I believe this is to like filter what part you want to compress. Like for instance, if it's 80, it's going to compress the 80 a lot less, and then it's going to compress the rest of the signal a little bit more. So mic check 1 2. The lower parts of my voice is not getting compressed as much. All right, so this blend button allows you to go, like really halfway with it and do some New York compression style stuff. So maybe I'll really overly compress my vocal, go all the way to 10/1, and then I just blend a little bit in there. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. I still think that's too much compression. Hold on. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, I gotta talk into the mic, don't I? Mic check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Let's blend some of that back in there. Mic check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. That's with none. Mic check 1 2 1 2. That's halfway. Mic check 1 2 1 2. And then we boost this all the way up right here. And then we blend it down. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah. 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna take the blend off. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah. I thought I told ya. All right. So let's try to do something I would normally do. I have the 10+ dB switch enabled because I want it to come in hot and really go through these circuits. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna compress it a little more. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah. So playing with this threshold, I'm able to bring it down a little bit, but it definitely adds some saturation to it when you're pushing it through this thing like that. Let's go ahead and spit this verse and see what happens, bruh. Yeah. No moment is wasted, I get up and chase it. The dream I've been dreaming, the manifestation, the hustle, the grind. There is no replacement, not leisure with time. There is no vacation, I'm going and getting, fuck hoping and waiting. Marching the mission, not stopping the cadence. Can't keep with the pace and they can't stand adjacent. Money is freedom, emancipation. No moment is wasted, I get up and chase it. The dream I've been dreaming, the manifestation, the hustle, the grind. There is no replacement, not leisure with time. There is no vacation, I'm going and getting, fuck hoping and waiting. Marching the mission, not stopping the cadence. Can't keep with the pace and they can't stand adjacent. Money is freedom, emancipation. So it's cool to hear the qualities of this channel strip, but what I want to do is actually compare it to another vocal chain of mine that's my go-to vocal chain. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up, and we're gonna see what it do. All right, so now I'm using my 5211 going into a Warm Audio WA2A. So this is my current vocal chain. I really like how it sounds. It's very detailed, but I have the ability to turn on and off the silk. Mic check 1 2 1 2. That's more clean. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and record using this vocal chain, and you're gonna hear how that sounds next to the other one. No moment is wasted, I get up and chase it. The dream I've been dreaming, the manifestation, the hustle, the grind. There is no replacement, not leisure with time. There is no vacation, I'm going and getting, coping and waiting. Marching the mission, not stopping the cadence. Can't keep with the pace and they can't stand adjacent. Money is freedom, emancipation. So this is the Heritage Audio. No moment is wasted, I get up and chase it. The dream I've been dreaming, the manifestation, the hustle, the grind. There is no replacement, not leisure with time. There is no vacation, I'm going and getting, fuck hoping and waiting. Marching the mission, not stopping the cadence. Can't keep with the pace and they can't stand adjacent. Money is freedom, emancipation. All right, now let's do the R&D, the Rupert Neve. No moment is wasted, I get up and chase it. The dream I've been dreaming, the manifestation, the hustle, the grind. There is no replacement, not leisure with time. There is no vacation, I'm going and getting, coping and waiting. Marching the mission, not stopping the cadence. Can't keep with the pace and they can't stand adjacent. Money is freedom, emancipation. All right, so let's listen without any of the effects. Here's the R&D without any effects. No moment is wasted, I get up and chase it. The dream I've been dreaming, the manifestation, the hustle, the grind. There is no replacement, not leisure with time. There is no vacation, I'm going and getting, coping and waiting. Marching the mission, not stopping the cadence. Can't keep with the pace and they can't stand adjacent. Money is freedom, emancipation. All right, let's listen to the Heritage Audio. No moment is wasted, I get up and chase it. The dream I've been dreaming, the manifestation, the hustle, the grind. There is no replacement, not leisure with time. There is no vacation, I'm going and getting, for coping and waiting. Marching the mission, not stopping the cadence. Can't keep with the pace and they can't stand adjacent. Money is freedom, emancipation. Wow, man, they both sound real good. And I mean, this Lauten audio, you know, this microphone is one of the best microphones you could have, especially around that price range. You know what, let's switch back to the Heritage Audio so you can hear that as I sign off. All right, so back again at the BritStrip, and I really like that it has like a silkiness to it, and it's more of a, it's a dreamy sound, and I like that, man. So what I'm gonna do is actually, if I don't keep this one, I'll probably have some form of 1073 style clone as well as my other 5211 in my studio, just in case I want to change flavors. So I do these type of videos because I want to show you that there are ways to get into the analog world. I personally think analog sounds better, but it is also more inconvenient. And then you don't really need analog to make hit records. Someone like a Post Malone, even The Weeknd, you know, they go directly into a Apollo, and you don't even need an Apollo. But Apollo is convenient because it has really good plugins that sound like hardware, maybe not as 3D, but the real thing is, what do you want your music to sound like? And do you want to make your music for the people that really, really appreciate sound, you know, that really, really appreciate the quality and the warmth, and you really going in on the concept of your songs and all of that type of stuff? Or are you a person that's a recording engineer and wants to, you know, have a high quality sound because you're running a business and you want people to come through and be able to record at a very high level and then get a familiar sound, you know? That's another reason why I think this is a really good investment. Make an investment into this thing, and that way you don't have to pay for 3 different devices. You know, you can just get it all in one, and it sounds great. And I mean, Zound's got payment plans if you worried about like putting up $2,000 all at once. Trust me, I'm always on a payment plan. So I use Zounds, and I got links in the description. Full disclosure, I get a piece if you decide to buy any of this equipment that you see. I would never say that you need this to make music, but it makes it fun. Like, let's be serious, man. It's fun to turn these knobs and stuff like that and watch the levels jump and all of that, man. I like that type of stuff. Like, if you into that, then yeah, get this thing, man. It's worth it. Yeah, it sounds great. Sounds great. All right, so tell me what you think. How does it sound to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does it sound to your eardrums? Leave it down in the comments. I'll see you on the next one.